Now, when we talk about the future of electric cars, there's a saying that goes around a lot, that the future of cars is actually electric. However, if you were to take a look at the current crop of electric cars that are on sale in India, perhaps you might think that that future is happening right now. However, those cars that you can buy today are electric versions of the already existing ICE internal combustion engine powered cars. So there are some compromises that are made. But what if you are set free and you design a car from the ground up to be an electric vehicle in the first place, and of course have some fun in the design department as well? Seems like Tata Motors has done exactly that, and the result of that approach is this right here. This is the Tata Curvv concept. Now, before we get to the design bit of the Tata Curvv concept, which is of course the exciting part, let's talk about what's confirmed. First thing first, the production version of the car will come out in the year 2024. So we've got about a couple of years of time. Now, here are some more interesting things about the Tata Curvv. You see, Tata Motors, as I mentioned, has built this platform, which is the Gen 2 platform as Tata Motors calls it, to be efficient in getting an electric drivetrain in place whenever required. So the first model that will come out based on this car will actually be an electric vehicle. The internal combustion engine powered variants will come on later. Will they be petrol and diesel both, or just petrol? Well, that's a conversation that we will have closer to the launch date of the production version of the car. And that brings us to the second thing, which is the charge that this car will offer. Now, Tata Motors claims that upon launch, thanks to this new Gen 2 platform, they will be able to pack more battery power inside it, and as a result, you'll get a range of about 400 to 500 kilometers on a single charge. And speaking of charge, well, they said that this car will charge faster than the current electric cars that are on sale, like the Nexon EV and the Tigor EV as well. And with that, it is time to talk about the design of the Tata Curvv. Now, let's talk about one of the things that Tata Motors is doing with the Curvv concept, which is managing air. And why are they doing that? Well, you see, when a car drives, it's ramming against all the air that is available in front of it. And if you can slice through air in a more efficient way, well, you have a lower drag coefficient, which as a result helps you get better range on offer. And in order to achieve that, Tata Motors have done some really clever design elements in this car. For example, you see the Tata logo here? Well, next to it are actually air intakes. This is where the air enters from the front, and where it comes out from is from the scoops on top of the bonnet. But that's not it. There is more air management going on as well in this front portion of the front bumper, because air is being let through inside here to cool the internals of the car. And if you come over here around this triangular design element of the lights, you'll see that there is a vent over here as well, and that is supposed to give the car a cleaner airflow whenever it drives. But it's not only at the front that this magic is happening. And that air wizardry continues onto the side as well, because what you would see here conventionally is a large slab of glass, which is your outside rear view mirror. Here, this is supposed to be a camera. The rear view will come on the screen inside. We'll show that to you when we talk about the interiors. But the reason why that is so thin is to have better airflow. And that air magic continues onto the back as well, because over here, what you might see is a regular coupe styled C-pillar, but there is a scoop in here as well, which also lets in air from here, and that escapes from here at the back. Now, all of this is being done in order to keep the car cooler while it's being driven, and also to help have it more range on offer as this whole practice carries out when the car is in motion. Well, now let's talk about the interiors of the Tata Curvv concept. So, step inside and I'm going to show you what it's all about. And the first thing that you will notice is that, well, there's not a lot going on, because Tata Motors have gone for a minimalistic design, and that really shows through when you step inside the cabin. You of course have a lot of space on offer as well, because this is an electric car. So you've got the battery floor at the bottom, so you have a flat floor, and that allows Tata Motors to open up so much more space on offer right here. As you can see, these seats are fairly cool looking, and the cool part is that Tata Motors has used environmental friendly materials all inside the cabin. Now let's talk about the steering wheel, because of course that seems to be the highlight. As you can see, there are barely any buttons over there, because this is, well, a touchpad. So once the car starts up, you will have functions over here that you can operate by touch. You will also have an illuminated Tata Motors logo in the center, which actually looks quite nice. But we can't talk about the dashboard without talking about what takes the mammoth of our attention, which are the screens on top of the dash. Now these are fairly massive, and what Tata Motors says is that they have spread it out in such a way that it's readable and user-friendly, not only for the driver but also for the passenger who is seated next to you on the front. So that is how you operate every feature on the car, and it is all touch-based, as you can see. Now that touch-based theme continues on the inside, because as you can see, the AC controls is, well, a plain gloss black panel, because once the car lights up, you will have touch-based controls over there as well. And if you look at the center armrest, that is where you will put the car in drive, park or reverse, and you can see that that is very minimalistic as well. On and all, there is a lot of light that comes inside the cabin because of this humongous moonroof on the top, and at the back as well, there's space for two people here. But remember, this is a concept, so when the production version comes, it will have the conventional 10 seat. So all in all, a very interesting interior design from Tata Motors. And last but not least, electronically operated doors, because of course, that's cool. Upon launch, the car based on the Tata Curvv will be positioned above the Tata Nexon and will compete against the likes of the Hyundai Creta and the Kia Seltos. Tata says that they are also going to see the market response to all of this and make appropriate changes to the production model upon launch. And yes, this also includes a decision to whether make it a 4x4 or not, depending on the demand. Now, to wrap all of this up, I have to mention once again that this is a concept. It shows the design and the platform that the future cars will be based off of, and 2024 looks quite a bit far away, because the Tata Curvv concept is definitely an exciting car.